All right, all right. It looks like we on. I want to welcome you to another edition of a Good Morning Millionaire. This is Free Coaching Friday. My name's Haziq Ali. I'm a self-esteem development expert, a revenue acceleration expert. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. At this point, if I ain't learned something, there'd be something wrong with me. You know what I mean? And welcome to Good Morning Millionaire. We're going to get started in a couple minutes. Your technique of the week is what we do with the personalities. I got 3 questions you can ask anybody in your life, man. It could be a teammate, a prospect. It could be a joint venture partner. You need to know who they are, right? And so what we tell you to do is there are 3 questions you can ask, right? What you can do is you can say, hey, what do you do for a living? And then they're going to tell you, and then you're going to say, what do you do for a hobby? That's going to give you some more clues. And then you say, what do you love about what it is you do for a living? Or what do you love about your hobby? And man, the words they use are going to tell you their exact personality type. And if you want the list of words that you can get, you can either go into your 90-day challenge section or just reach out to me. And I'll send you a list of words that will allow you to see what personality type they are. They're either going to be a summer, spring, winter, or fall. That's a socializer, an organizer, empathizer, or an analyzer. Right? So that's your technique of the week. We're going to force you to kind of like start seeing personality types. Because if you're talking to a spring about money, they don't even hear you, right? But if you're talking to a winter about how everybody can be alike and we all get treated like they don't want to hear that. It's amazing. It's amazing, right? You got to talk to them about domination and winning and how they get to be special and be the one that, right? You got to know how you're talking to people. And so that's what this technique of the week is designed around. It's time for us to go ahead and get this party started. If you didn't catch those 3 questions, just make sure you watch the replay. Hopefully you're watching it on YouTube. You hear me?
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is
Okay, Ali.
And you're in the right place at the right time because we're going to bring the millionaire out of you. Just hold on.
Please enter your...
All right, let's get it, y'all.
Thank you. Please announce yourself. All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
All right, all right. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope you're feeling good this morning. My name's Haziq Ali. I'm feeling like a giant. I hope you are. We had an incredible week this week. I don't know if you've been here the entire week, but we do this the entire week, every single week. And this week was no different. We covered on Monday. What did we talk about on Monday? Anybody remember? Who was here the whole week? On Monday, we talked about 7 different ways that FBI agents boost their confidence when they need it in the field. That was a cold training. I don't know how many of y'all missed that one, but you could catch it on YouTube. Just go to Millionaire Minded TV. Then on Tuesday, we talked about 5 negative habits of insecure leadership. We started breaking down all of these ways you can spot the insecurity in the leaders around you, but check it out, how you can spot it in yourself, right? Then on Wednesday, we talked about these simple habits that you can change that will change everything. They call these keystone habits, these fundamental habits that are at the basis of everything. Because a lot of times we think, oh my gosh, I want to change my life. And we think it's all about discipline. Really, it's about habits, y'all. If you can change your habits and make them match the vision that you have, just ask yourself, do the habits I have match who I want to become? That changes everything. Share this with an entrepreneur who needs to hear this. I'm trying to tell you, you don't change your life in a day. You change your life in the daily. The secret to changing your life is always found in consistency. There's this story they always talk about with the habits where this old wise man brings his children in and he gives them a choice. He says, hey, I'll either give you $100,000 cash or you can have a penny that doubles every single day for 31 days. Well, of course, the first twin took the $100,000. And on day 2, boy, he looked like he was winning because this guy over here is just doubling his penny from 2 to 4 pennies. On day 3, this guy's balling out, right? While this one's still doubling 4 pennies to 8 pennies. You get what I'm saying? Second weekend, we still talking about $10, $20. Right? And this guy's balling, right? He ain't even really touched a lot of his 100,000, but he's already started to go shopping and go, right? But this guy's still doubling $40 to $80, $80 to $160. Here's the whole thing. At the end of that 31 days, this guy has $10.7 million. That's the power of habit. Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. Your habits compound your effort. Your habits compound your effort. Compounding is the eighth wonder of the world, and your habits are the compound interest of success. What you got to understand is that you've either got, or failure, you've got to understand your habits are either making success inevitable or your habits are making failure inevitable. And then on Thursday, yesterday, we talked about 9 thought habits that shrink your potential. Just shrink your potential right up. Habits of thought, different things that you say to yourself all the time. And then you don't even realize you're doing it. We call those habits of thought. I hope everybody's with me this morning. Share this with somebody that needs it, y'all. It's Free Coaching Friday. That's right, Kermit. Salams. Yeah. All right. So let's get into it. You can put your comments, whether you're watching Facebook, whether you're rocking with us on YouTube, if you're on the live line, *6 will unmute your line. We always try and give precedent to the people that call in on the live line, because that means y'all are doing affirmations. That means y'all are doing a visualization with us every morning. Y'all know what it is. So *6 will unmute your line. Good morning, millionaire. Oh, and you know what? This weekend's Kaizen Academy is all about habits. And so let me put that in here too, because some people want to just try out the academy, and maybe you don't want to take every class, right? So that's how you can just take this class right here. I think it's like $20 until the end of Free Coaching Friday. It's like $20, something like that. $24 maybe. It's basically free. All right, so that showed up. Okay, so that's there in the comments. All right, so there it is. Now, somebody wrote in on the email list. If you have a question, hold on, let me make sure. Am I tripping? My bad, y'all.
All participants are muted and they can unmute themselves.
My bad. Okay, so *6 will unmute your line. Good morning, millionaire. As you all know, our whole coaching system is built around a technology I invented called the Revenue Acceleration Cycle. I've used this on everything from mom and pop businesses to Fortune 500 companies, everything from brick and mortar to click and order. It is a syntax, meaning that you have to follow it in a certain order, and it's guaranteed to increase your business. Of course, it goes leads, and then from leads, you either go to meaningful conversation or appointments. Then from there, you either go to appointments or meaningful conversation, right? Sometimes it's one first, sometimes it's the other first, but you can't get around them. You either got to do that meaningful conversation and then set the appointment, or you set the appointment, do your research, and then have a meaningful conversation with them. Even as things get more automated and you start having your digital technology do this for you, you've got to take it serious. From there, we get into the idea of presentation. Presentation is all about how many of their objections you can knock out before they even voice them with the power of story. Your presentation should be mostly stories about people who felt the same way we did and got past the fear that we had. You already know what we thinking, man. You already know what we're going to say when you present your product. You already know our fears. Why isn't your presentation addressing those fears? You can yawn at this point. Like, you already know what they're going to say. So why hasn't your presentation put some stories in it, right? That's why in the Kaizen Academy, we had that whole class on story selling. All right. Then after presentation is conversion. How irresistible is your offer, millionaire? How irresistible is your offer? You know, we're going to help you work on that. Then from there, it's what we call follow up. You know, yeah, everybody knows you follow up when they don't buy, but most people don't do that. But oh my goodness, what if I told you you even follow up when they do buy? Because not until they spend some money with you do they even have the ability to feel grateful. What I'm saying is everything you did for them up until the moment they paid you, they felt entitled to it. It's not till you put on the extra that you begin to build retention, that you begin to build the kind of client you can get referrals from. It's the service after the dollar that counts. We call that follow-up. Then step number 7 is upsells. You've always got to look at, where am I taking this client? You know, you say, well, I'm in a home-based business. Well, yeah, if it's a dope home-based business and they built in upsells for you. And if you're not in one, you get to do it yourself. That's even better news, right? Now you get to be an empire builder. So how do you do upsells with your product? Well, there's a bunch of ways. Maybe you form joint ventures. Maybe you do strategic alliances. Ask yourself, what new problem have I created for my client now that I solved their old problem? Back in the day when they first started selling people cars, right? They had this thing where everybody would pull off to the side immediately and tape a mirror to the car. It was like, what are people doing? They'd be tired. Well, when you sold them the car, you created a new problem. Now they need a mirror. You created a new problem. Now they need car insurance. You created a new problem. Now they need a warranty. You with me? All right. It's Free Coaching Friday, baby. How we feeling, man? Yeah, Dennis in the house. Let's get it. Let's get it. YouTube checking in. You know, I love that. Trey Brown in the house. Trey Brown killing them on TikTok, man. Hit me up, Trey. Bella in the house. All right, it's Free Coaching Friday. So if y'all going to be mums of the word, man, then I'll just take it to the email list. If you haven't joined the email list, this is a dope way to do it. You can get our free newsletter, Entrepreneurishment, right? Our Entrepreneurishment newsletter, it always gives you mindset, skill set, heart set. You can join the newsletter. Also, people write back, right? They holler at us sometimes. And somebody reached out to me today after yesterday's newsletter. And if you haven't read your newsletter yet, some of you didn't open volume 7 yet. Man, there's some jewels in volume 7, man. Like, we're not playing. Oh, my goodness. If you haven't joined that newsletter, make sure you do. But we just sent out volume 8, but volume 7 was crazy. Volume 8 is really good too. Anyway, somebody was like, how do I approach influencers? How do I approach influencers? And now this person in particular was talking about our, we have a consumer financing program, our particular company. So, you know, when these coaches and clients, hey, and share this with somebody that needs to know this. Have you ever ran into somebody who you're like, man, I know they need what is it, or man, I know they could really blow this up, or man, I see how, here's the most powerful thought you need to have. I see how this could help them maximize their purpose. I see how this could help them expand their impact. That's really what you want to be saying. First of all, when you're looking to make a connection, it's not what do I want, it's how can I help them? The 5 words, somebody give me this in the comments, that you need to say whenever anybody asks you for help. Here are the 5 words that get you help from anybody you ever want assistance from on the planet. You ready? Somebody write these 5 words in the comments. It goes like this. How can I help you? That's 5 magic words, man. How can I help you? They are magical words. How can I help you? 5 magic words that will get you help from anybody on the planet. So that's the spirit that you need to have when you're approaching an influencer. First of all, it's how can I help you? Okay then, Mr. Goins. How can I help you? Those are magic words. How can I help you? How can I help you? I'm trying to tell you something now. This gets you help. This gets you power from how can I help you? First you serve, then you rule. You know, everybody that you look at in history that you love, they were a servant. I'm talking about that you love. Certain people get written in the history books because they're a tyrant and they won the war, and the winners of the war write the history books. But I'm talking about who you love, who your granny and them tell you about, because their granny and them told them about it. They were servants. You hear what I'm saying to you? So when you're reaching out to them, that's your first thing. What is my play to help them expand their impact? What is my play to help them increase their income? What's my plan to help them enhance their effectiveness? Is that making sense? All right. So after you establish that, these are my keys. Share this with an entrepreneur who needs it. Share this with an entrepreneur who needs it. So here's the play. I'm gonna give you a couple. The first thing that you need to realize is that everybody's an influencer. So when this person reached out to me, they were reaching out to me about how to get business credit cracking, right? And how to get consumer financing cracking. And I thought it was brilliant that they were reaching out to influencers about the consumer financing, because at the end of the day, a lot of these influencers either have courses that they're selling. And so that's really good. If you're selling health and wellness, you want to look at people who have influence over the crowd that you want to solve problems for. The crowd, you can solve their problem the easiest. The crowd that watch this, that you can relate to the easiest. That's your play, right? So this person, if they were in health and wellness, maybe they'd be reaching out to physical trainers. But this person's in consumer financing, so they decided they want to reach out to influencers, because a lot of times the influencers have the ability, okay, for you to reach not only the masses, but also it's smart to reach out to influencers if you have consumer financing, because a lot of times they have a course. A lot of times they have something that they sell for thousands of dollars. And the thing about consumer financing, okay, is that what you're doing is allowing me, instead of having to pay you thousands of dollars for your package that teaches me how to do a real estate, or that teaches me how to build an Instagram, or that teaches me how to train my puppy, or that teaches me how to build a construction property, or that teaches me how to network better, or that teaches me how to trade in the stock market, or that teaches, listen, no matter what the course is, it probably costs thousands of dollars, right? So I think that's a brilliant strategy to approach them. But with that said, here's number one. Everybody's an influencer. That's the first thing I want you to realize. A lot of times we're looking at the people that got 1 million followers. They got 100,000 followers. They got 300,000 followers. But check this out, y'all. Everybody's an influencer. Everybody's an influencer. So what's the first thing you should be doing? Like you should be looking for groups where they congregate. Organizations, right? Organizations in your community, because that's the ultimate. Meeting somebody face to face is always going to bring you closer than meeting them over the phone or meeting them over social media. So that is a leg up. That's a competitive advantage. Put on your mask, but get out here and get involved in organizations and what have you, right? But here's what I'm saying to you. On top of that, though, what about Facebook? Like, if I'm doing consumer financing, then one of the things I should be doing, since everybody's an influencer, is I should be joining all kinds of Facebook groups. And then I should be adding them as friends, not the people I'm dealing with. This person, I told her she should be joining business credit groups. All you do is search business credit on Facebook. She should be joining all the business credit groups. She should be joining all of the grow your credit repair business groups, right? Because if you're selling franchises, if you're selling consumer financing, and you ask them, hey, do you offer business credit? And they're like, yes, well, then they need consumer financing. If they say no, well, maybe they need a franchise. You see what I'm saying? But again, this works for any kind of business. So after you realize that everybody's an influencer, right? And so that's a way that you can kind of get in with just normal people. But let's take it back to Instagram. Here's the second rule, right? Let's take it back to Instagram influencers. Sometimes you can't approach the person with a blue check mark, right? Sometimes you can't get right to the person with a blue check mark. So let me tell you what you do. You approach their gatekeeper. Somebody give me that in the comments. You approach their gatekeeper every time, or you approach the smaller page that's connected to them. Every time that blue check mark page is also going to have a page of a manager, or they're also going to have the page of their podcast, and nobody follows that page. Nobody cares to follow that page. They're like, why would I follow both? You are the podcast, right? But here's what you do. You approach that manager. You approach that smaller page, right? And then what are you doing? Step number 3. Are y'all getting this? Are y'all getting this? Somebody give me that in the comments and give me a share. Approach the smaller page. When you're reaching out to the influencer, approach the smaller page. Like, man, I could give y'all some examples, right? Like, shoot, man. I saw an ad from my man ET, right? I saw an ad from my man ET. And so what I did, right, was I went to following. I went to where it says following, and then I clicked on who is he following, right? Okay, so he's following, me, right? He's following my business partner, right? He's following a bunch of people that I rock with. But guess what? A bunch of these people got courses. A bunch of these people got courses. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of these people got courses. Some of them I don't follow already. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to jump in there. I'm going to jump in them inboxes, right? Hey, check this out. It's funny you say that, because in the Kaizen Academy, what they know, Queen, is that we tell them if that relationship is worth $1,000, guess who gets to spend up to $900 on that relationship? So when we talking about approaching the gatekeeper, guess who can just get him a flat screen? Like, bow. That flat screen might only cost you $500, but you're like, I see us in lights together. I see our relationship being on TV. Bow, here go a flat screen. You know what I mean? When I say approach the gatekeepers, I'm saying it might be a text message. It might be taking them to lunch. It might be a flat screen. How much does that relationship mean to you? So I love the Queen threw that out there. Is this making sense to somebody out there? If it is, then somebody say approach the gatekeepers and then give me a share. Approach the gatekeepers and then give me a share. Yeah, we'll be back on Clubhouse again soon. Approach the gatekeepers and then give me a share. Approach the gatekeepers. Is this making sense to everybody? I'm telling you how to reach out to these influencers and then make it count, right? Right? And then the third thing that you can do is when you look at the page, right? If I look at the page and then I click on somebody, let's see, this one's called Serendipity, right? And then it's a podcast, right? And then I click on there. A lot of times podcasts have a lot of connections. What'll happen is if I follow them, then it'll start telling me all these other people it suggests I look at, right? So now I'm getting a whole bunch of other ideas. Does that make sense? Now I'm able to get a whole bunch of other people that I can reach out to and check their pages out. Oh, so now I can reach out to all of them because guess what? They all got courses. They all got high ticket courses and nobody finances services but Nove. Is this making sense? If it's not making sense, ask me questions, man. *6 on unmute your line. All right. So then the next thing is I find my angle. You need to prepare your approach. Copy and paste is your friend. All right, check it out. Here's how I do it. I'm gonna put in the comments how I do it. Here's my approach, right? With the consumer financing. But you need something like this where you're explaining your product this way. If you're in the Kaizen Academy, we lay it out for you. You know I'm following nothing but the format that we give you, right? Here's the whole vibe. Hey, blank, I'm just curious, right? All that's in that magic words training, right? I'm giving you every single piece of it, right? So I'm like, hey, I'm just curious. Do you have a high ticket program that we could help you, right? I break it down for them. Matter of fact, if they're a black thing, then I even attach the article, and then I'll say, boom. So that's how I do it, right? Copy and paste is your friend. So that's what you do next. You find your angle. So this is what I hit in their inbox with. I come to their inbox and I give it to them, right? I give it to them just like that. I hit every angle I can in as few words as I can. So mine goes like this. I'm just curious. Do you have a high ticket? So first I might kick it if we know each other, or if we say, hey, long time, sis, whatever it is, right? And then I'm like, man, I'm just curious. Do you have a high ticket program we can help you sell more of with a no money down program? Or do you have a high ticket package we can help you sell more of with a no money down program? I'm just curious after I saw your post about helping people get into the notary game, or helping people get into the real estate game, or helping people get into the digital commerce game. How much do you charge for your big package? We offer financing for programs that go from $500 up to $50,000, and our terms go up to 84 months. We even have same as cash programs. You get your money in 2 to 3 days, even though they don't make a payment for 30. And we specialize in financing lower credit scores. Is that something you'd be interested in? And then from there, you know, all they do is write back, yes, 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 yes. But my point to you is that prepare your angle. Number 4 is prepare your angle. Somebody give me that in the comments. You got to find your angle, right? So when you're looking at their page, you need to know if they're in the notary game or if they're in the trucking game. Maybe their whole thing is teaching people how to do dispatch, but maybe their whole thing is teaching people how to find distressed properties, right? So you want to make sure that you're editing properly, whatever your play is. Is this making sense to somebody? Am I losing you? Am I going too fast, y'all? Yeah.
Good morning, man.
Good morning. Good morning. Is this going to be about what we're talking about right now? If not, then just put yourself back on mute and we'll be right back to you. Because I'm in the middle of teaching. I'm still in the middle of answering the question.
It's kind of what you're talking about.
Okay,
right
so
now.
let's wait till I finish answering the question. Let me finish. Let me get through the 5, and then I'll take some questions on their question. But since they spoke up first, let me do them the courtesy of answering their question first. Thank you so much. Okay. Prepare your angle. Prepare your angle. That's right. That's the thing, y'all. They asked the question first. So what we going to do? What we going to do? Find your angle. Find your angle. If you're on YouTube, it's right there in the comments. Go to YouTube if you don't see it. If you don't see it in your comments, then go to YouTube and it'll be there, y'all. Go to YouTube and it'll be there. Find your angle. Find your angle. All right. And then number 5 is that you want to play the numbers game. Play the numbers game. Play the numbers game, y'all. What do I mean? I always say you got to think like a casino boss. What we mean by that is, okay, it's very hard to predict what one person will do, but it's very easy to predict what a big group of people will do. So instead of thinking of it like, oh, this one person done turned me down, or they ignored me, or they playing me like Willie Lump, right? Instead, what you do is say, I already know out this 100 people I'm about to approach that 50 of them, you know what I mean? It's not going to work for some reason. The other 50 is where the real play is. And I bet you I can pull off like 20. It's pretty easy to predict what a big group of people is going to do. You're going to get 20 out the 100. But, you know, if you got a real good angle, you know, the numbers start to climb. And, you know, I think that this sis got a real good angle. This consumer financing thing is a play. And, you know, I'm really proud of her for being so smart as to jump in there. So my last tip for you. So number 5 was play the numbers game. That's right. That's right. Appreciate that. Number 5 is play the numbers game. Play the numbers game. Yeah. Number 4 was prepare your angle and execute. Number 5 is play the numbers game. Yeah. Number 4 was prepare your angle. And then number 5 is play the numbers game. That's right. Yeah. You got to play the numbers game. You got to think about it. It's real hard to predict what one person will do, but it's real easy to predict what a group of people will do, y'all. And if you talk to 100 people, 20 or 30 of them are going to want to play. And then you're going to get paid off that the rest of your life. So that's a real good play. All right, number 6 is build it into a habit, y'all. Don't try to reach out to all 100 in one day. Yeah, urgency is the key because this thing is growing like wildfire and all kinds of people going to find out about it. And that's true. Whatever your opportunity is, it's growing like wildfire. You know what I mean? Yeah, casino boss, Mr. Terry. You know, but no matter what your product or opportunity is, think like a casino boss. You know, think like somebody who's playing the numbers game. And then number 6 is make it a habit. Make it a habit. Don't try to approach all 100 people today. You're building a lifestyle that makes success inevitable. You know, that's what this week's Kaizen Academy is all about. It's all about habits. You can reach out to me if you want just the link for this class. I put it in the comments way earlier. But this weekend's class is going to be all about creating habits. So if you're somebody who wants to find more time, right, to have these new habits in place, or if you're somebody who feels like you've been dealing with a lack of motivation and willpower, don't miss this class this Saturday. We're going to help you design your environment. You know, your physical environment is called a habitat. That's a clue. That's a clue. Habits are extremely important, y'all. So invest an hour and a half of your time on Saturday night and come rock with your family. I think you're going to really get a kick out of it. So that's it for today's training as it relates to the stream. And you can come call in on the live line and do your affirmations with us. We're going to continue Free Coaching Friday right after the affirmations and the visualization. Everybody be talking about it. We actually be living it over here. These are the same affirmations I was saying when I was homeless. And I'm a millionaire, you know? So just try it. You never know. All right, love y'all. Repeat after me, millionaires. Let's get it. I am so happy and grateful